Hello, everybody, and welcome back to MarTech Tuesday. Today, we're going to talk about email marketing and how to optimize your efforts with 7 cents. So, email marketing is making a huge comeback next year. And the reason why this is happening is because social media ads are getting harder and harder to get results from. It's getting more and more expensive to run ads on social media, and organic efforts are getting harder too. Google and Facebook are definitely not our friends, and at the same time, all these efforts, either ads or sometimes even everything that's Google related, including organic results, you are renting your audience when you do that. So when you have a video on YouTube and you have 2,000 visits to that video in place, you don't own that audience. You're renting the audience from YouTube. And even though that's amazing because you get exposure and it helps your brand and all that stuff, how do you re-engage with those people? You need to run ads again. So of course, this is the game that Google and Facebook and all these companies are playing. At the same time, there's a better way to do this. Of course, you still need to use these channels to bring people to your website. You can use these channels to get exposure and brand affinity. But if you own your audience, which means you have an email address, you can re-engage with these people. You can connect at a different level, and you can send them information in the future. So how do you do email the right way? Because for the longest time, people have been blasting emails, and that is definitely not the right way to do it. Of course, domain authority is it's so important. People don't understand how important domain authority is. And domain authority is how healthy you are as an email sender. So servers around the world evaluate you, and depending on how much spam you send, or if you're blasting people, or if people don't engage with your emails, that means if you're not creating engaging emails for your audience, they will mark you as a spammer. So your domain authority will go down, and your deliverability can actually be hurt. That means that people won't get your emails, or they'll be going directly to spam. Email servers like Google, Microsoft, all these companies can actually deny your emails if your domain authority goes down. So for the longest time, we've been doing blasts, right? At the same time, there are different ways to optimize your efforts. Of course, you can just send emails whenever. That's one way to do it and hope for the best. That's what most people do. The second step is saying, okay, the best guest would be Tuesday at 2 p.m. because I read it on this blog, or my audience usually is at the office, or things like that. That's a little bit better, but it's still hoping for the best. And of course, people want to engage when they're not on their computer, when they're not ready to engage. Then, of course, you can optimize by lists and say, okay, doctors usually have time at night or on the weekend, or this product is more weekend product, and things like that. That's still not the best way to do it, but it increases if you do a lot of A/B testing and you really actually engage on A/B testing with emails, and you test your list constantly. You can increase your engagement on your emails. Now, even though that's better, that's a lot of time. It's very time consuming, and most people don't have a list big enough to actually run A/B testing. That's something that people forget. You can't just have 1,000 emails or 10,000 emails and just do A/B testing. That's not big enough to get real results. Of course, you can optimize, and HubSpot actually helps you with this. You can do time zone optimization. Time zone optimization means that 3 p.m. here is not 3 p.m. on the West Coast or in the UK, right? So you can actually say 3 p.m. on Tuesday to this list, and that means 3 p.m. on their time zone, right? So that is a good way to optimize when you have an international, even a national audience. Now, the best way to optimize is to do send time optimization. So 7 cents allows you to connect your HubSpot audience with AI technology that they developed to actually analyze how people are engaging with your emails. When do they open them? Do they open them on desktop, on mobile? They do all this analysis for you with all the historical data from HubSpot. and then they decide what's the most probable time that people will click, open, click again, and engage with your email. So are they reading the email? Are they clicking on the email? All those engages are tracked on HubSpot, and 7sense can actually analyze it and gives you first of all how healthy your database is. You can see this database is like engaging at a 50-60%. It tells you when people are engaging with your emails, how active your audience is. You can actually separate inactive audience and not send them emails anymore, or change the cadence that you send emails to. So you can send to your active audience a weekly email or a monthly email, and move your inactive or your passive audience to a quarterly email or things like that. So there are ways to optimize these efforts, because now you know how active your audience is. As you can see, you can analyze over time also how people are opening and clicking on your emails, and optimize them so you get more clicks over time. This engagement going up makes your domain authority grow, and it makes your emails more appealing for email servers. So all this analysis is done internally by 7sense. Now, the beauty of this is that this helps you with your marketing efforts. So you can send emails. Let's say you're going to send an email for an event or something like that today. Well, instead of sending it today, Tuesday, and decide that it's going to go at 2 p.m., because usually Tuesday at 2, what you do is you send it from today to next Tuesday. And you decide, okay, send to these 3,000 people, 2,000 people, whatever it is, this email in the next week. And each person on your contacts will get the email at the most probable time that they will engage with it. So 7sense is actually analyzing for each contact when is the most probable time. As you can see, mine is today is 5 p.m., but this week is Thursday at 11 a.m., which actually makes sense with my calendar. So if you need to send me an email, send it to me on Thursday at 11 a.m., and you'll have a higher probability for me to engage on that email. Now, you have all of this information. You can send an email automatically, so it really helps you in your marketing efforts to get more opening rate, more click-through rate, and over time get your the health of your list to grow and your domain authority to grow, so you get more and better results over time. Now, the other thing is this helps you on the sales side of things, because 7sense also tells you on each contact what is right there on the contact in HubSpot with the HubSpot integration, when is the most probable time to engage with them, which means that if they have time to engage with an email, they probably have time to engage with a phone call. So this is great for salespeople too. When you're sending one-off emails for sales, check this, send it on the most probable time, schedule it for that time. Or if you need to call them today, don't call me now. Don't call me at 8:40, because I'm going to be recording a MarTech Tuesday. Call me at 5 p.m. Probably you're going to have a higher probability to actually get me on the phone. So 7sense helps you optimize your email efforts for marketing, for sales, and of course for service. If you want to engage with your customers and get a survey responded or get a review from them, if you want to help them with customer service activities, I would recommend you do the same thing and use 7sense to optimize your email efforts there too. So if you have any questions, let me know. 7sense is an amazing tool. Their integration with HubSpot is great, and I highly recommend it. Thank you, and have a great day. Happy MarTech Tuesday.